Lozzie!
Yay.
9 years and we finally get the stage together.
Look at us. We were so excited when we got asked to speak today because we are so passionate about business and wealth creation. But something that we're even more passionate about, what lights us up, is empowering women with financial independence, financial literacy, and just having financial choices. So that's what we're going to be talking to you guys about today.
Yeah, I'm so excited. And I actually remember like the moment. Do you remember, you know what I'm talking about?
The moment.
The moment. It's like the moment that it really landed for us. NMD school. What year was that? Was that 26?
7 years ago, whatever
I
that
don't
is.
know. Anyway, so Loz and I were at NMD school for the first time, and we had just had qualifying your business explained to us, and I just remember like jaw on the floor being like, how did we not know this?
We're excited to have that conversation with you today because I know Shen and I, it was that one conversation that you talk about and you see all these people up here talking about freedom and you see the impact in the lives that they're living, but it wasn't until we were at NMD school and really someone sat down and had this conversation with us that totally changed the game for us.
Mind you, we were up at like 3 a.m. that night, like in our hotel room being like, all right, let's map this baby out, let's do this.
We're like, we're going to be millionaires. We literally were like, we felt like we cracked the code. So we're excited to have that conversation with you today. We hope that conversation that had with us, that was a complete game changer. We get to have that conversation with you now.
Yeah. We both have a clicker, so this is dangerous.
Oh my gosh, you go.
So this is a really powerful quote that, really landed for me when I first saw it, and it's, if you don't create a residual income, you'll work until you die. And so when we were taught the power of qualifying your business and the residual income aspect of the compensation plan, we realized, and Richard spoke about it this morning, we realized that you build it once, you get paid forever. And we didn't have the capital to build a residual income in traditional ways. So, most people will invest in property or stocks and shares or cryptocurrency or other, appreciating assets that they can put their capital in to create that residual income that grows while you sleep and that when you're at the beach and you're doing all the things, right? But at 20-ish years old coming into this business, I had no money. I didn't have any capital to invest in anything. I didn't have the financial literacy to even know what that was. And so being shown a way where I could create and have the same opportunity to create a residual income just by putting my time investment in, that made so much sense to me. Like, sign up, $50, put your time in, and you get the same opportunity to create an appreciating asset that will pay you for a lifetime.
Yes. I remember we were sitting there, and I don't know how many of you can relate, but when I came into this business, it was because I wanted the community. I wanted something positive. The work I was doing was heavy. And I understood people talking about freedom, but it was this conversation that made me actually understand this residual income component people keep talking about. Like, this is the gold in the compensation plan. And if you really are here to create that freedom and flexibility, it's this part that I want you to get obsessed with. And we thought we would draw the parallels so you can actually just see what a qualified business actually looks like.
Yeah, so we have, like, when I first joined this business, I needed $500 a month. That's what I joined for initially. I had a maxed out credit card that I was not keeping up with. I had afterpay, personal loans, like I was in a really bad financial situation and I was just paying the minimum repayment on my credit card and I was drowning in debt. And I actually joined this business alongside my nursing career just to make $500 a month so I could at least be on top of my bills and pay my rent on time and have money for an avocado smash that's like $19. So we've put up here what $500 a month equates to. It's about it is $6,000 a year. $6,000 a year in residual income. You've got a couple of options here. You can have a Juice Plus self-qualified business, which we're going to talk into a little bit more what that looks like. Option 2 is you can have $150,000 of property, but let's be real, like Who's buying property for $150,000 today? That's so unrealistic. But this would mean, you don't have a mortgage. You have $150,000 cash that you invest into a property, and that's what you can get back in rental return. In today's day and age, I think entry level here in Brisbane is $1 million just for a little shack that was built in the 40s. Or option 3 is you can have $110,000 cash invested in a 12-month long-term deposit. Now, I don't know about you, but when I started this business in 2015, I didn't have 150 grand just lying about. So that just wasn't an option for me to create $6,000 a year extra. Having a Juice Plus self-qualified business though, which equates to around about 15 customers, I could do that. I could put my sweat equity in, and that made total sense to me.
Yeah. So it was having this conversation, I was like, this is not just a little side hustle. You can create leverage here, leverage that people create having property, leverage that people create having stocks and shares. So that's when I was like, ooh, things started to yeah, this is fun and it's nice and it's positive, but I actually have a vehicle here that can change the total trajectory of my life and create long-term wealth, stability, choices. So that was my first aha. My second aha was, I think, when you were talking. How many of you here were last night? I think most of you here were last night. And Brian did the quadrant, and you saw on one side it was the self-employed, you're employed, or you're a business owner or an investor. And this is what he's really speaking to. I would rather earn 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own efforts, which is a quote by John Rockefeller. And something I know, and something I've witnessed being surrounded by a lot of traditional business owners is, yes, you can create leverage in a traditional business model. But how many of you, put a hand up if you own a traditional business or you know someone who owns a traditional business and you've seen what actually goes into that? Yeah? You can, and I've put this up there just for some stats, and of course I've got my contacts in, I still can't see, so I'm going to have to face this way. I wanted to leverage time because the reality is, and now being your own business owner, that we don't give 24/7. We can't work 24/7. We're not on 24/7. We're not going to be inspired 24/7. We're not going to be healthy 24/7. We're not going, it's not sustainable, and you're not able to run a soulful, sustainable business thinking that it's going to be you doing all the work. So there was leverage in creating a business model where you could be a business owner and have leverage of other people's efforts. But if you have a look at this, a traditional business owner, let's say it's $100K to start up. That's the overheads, the risk, you've got wages, you've got to train staff, you've got a brick and mortar business, you've got rates, you've got all the bills, right? I could do a solopreneur, I could just work by myself. But let's say I want to look at the productive hours here. So let's say I worked 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. That would give me 8,000. Can you guys see that? You guys can see you're not blind. 8,760 hours of productivity. You've got better eyes than me.
Do you want me to get my eyes on this? Okay. So, no one's going to work 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. But if you were, that's 8,760 hours of productivity. Now, you come to a network marketing business model, which is an incredibly, phenomenally smart business model. And you have, let's just say, a team of 2,000 people. And Richard spoke about how we can create that this morning. Let's just say that out of the 2,000 people in your team, only 20% of them do something. They're showing up every day, they're invested in their business, and they're doing the do. That means you've got around about 400 people building a business in your team at a part-time level as well. Out of those 400 people, let's just say they all just give this business 1 hour a day, which is pretty realistic when, we've got full-time jobs, we're mamas, we're doing all the things. So you've got 400 people doing 1 hour a day. That's 400 hours of productivity a day that's happening within your business that you're not having to do. Now, 1 hour a day, 365 days a year, for 400 people, that's 146,000 hours of productivity a year versus the 8,760 that you would only be able to do as a solopreneur. That's why I love this business model, because it's the power of leverage. It's why the business model is so intelligent, because you're not having to put in that much time
And that's even as a solopreneur. That's if you were working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Like, do you see, like, I don't know if the penny's dropping for you, but it started dropping for me. And I was like, okay, well, I came into this business, and even this is your day one, we came in our early 20s. And I was already working in child protection. I was like, I've got another 30, 40 years to work. Like, what if I was to choose a business model that had this kind of leverage? What if I was to choose to put my work ethic and my hours and my passion against a legacy company that could pay me forever and pay my babies forever and their babies? I was like, ooh, like, if you choose the right business model, you were working anyway, what could you create?
Yeah. Might just go back. I don't know what happened there. Ooh. Okay, so we want to talk a little bit about what qualifying our business has done for us before we get into the how. And I think this piece is really important because, like, I definitely feel like when we talk about qualifying or anything to do with the comp plan, I don't know about you, but I just kind of glaze over a little bit. So it's really important for us to kind of share like what this has done for us over the last 9 years.
And I think when you see it, you're like, okay, cool. Maybe you're going to see parts of something that inspires you in our story. So this is 2017, I came to my first conference. Put your hands up again if this is your first conference.
P.S.
Yay.
Why did you let me have platinum blonde hair? Like,
You look like Eminem, you were cool.
the many styles of Chani Thompson.
I love that. Tali is still here. Where's Tiles, my OG?
Hey,
Yay! So I actually started the business the year before, and I had to wait till the following year till I came to my first conference. So I came to my first conference, if that's you. I just want to show you, this is like my start point, right? I had gone to university. I was the first in my family to go to university because I thought that was the way to get ahead. I didn't come from money. I was, and like many of us today, I was working, but I wasn't getting ahead. I was working 50, 60 hours a week, but my money was just paying my bills. And we wanted to get in the property market, but I didn't have an extra savings to be able to save to buy a deposit. So I lived off my job, and I used my savings from my network marketing business, and you can see later on that year, we were able to buy our first property because of the money that we made from this as our just a second income. Really cool.
So cool.
My parents had never gone overseas. They've never traveled. And Las Vegas has always been on my dad's bucket list. My dad loves to gamble. And I was like, you know what? We actually went to GoPro. Hands up who's gone to GoPro. If it's not, I put it on your vision board. Our team went a trip to Vegas. We all got together. We went to an industry-led event over there for the network marketing profession with Eric Worre. And I surprised my mum and dad, and I got to fly them over and take them with us.
Mind you, Lozzie's dad is like the cutest little country bumpkin, and well, no, he's not like, but like the surprise was just so beautiful. Like they had to go and get passports, right?
Yeah,
they'd never been overseas.
It's just special. So it's not just about you. I'm just painting vision for what this could be for you. I don't know many, how old is that then? 23-year-olds that were able to surprise their family and take them to Vegas.
So cool.
So, and I want to paint this so you can see, it doesn't happen overnight. Can you see the different years here? So we bought our first property. I went to Vegas. I got to surprise my parents. I think it was a year after that, I actually replaced my full-time income and I left child protection. And something that I've learned, and we're going to share some of our favorite books here, was I always learned, like, save from your overflow, invest from your overflow, work out, pay off your debts. I was lucky. The only debt I've ever had was my HECS uni debt, and I paid that off. Then we bought the house, and we had the extra savings. And from the extra savings, we went traveling, we were investing. Then the extra savings from that, we decided, like, we're engaged, we want to get married. How many of you guys are planning a wedding or wanting to get married, and you're like, there's so many things you want to do, but weddings are expensive. And our wedding, like, I'll be open, was $40,000, and that's an average wedding these days. So I was like, all right, well, my network marketing business is going to pay for that. So you can see this is our dream wedding. It was like, we didn't cut out on anything. It was under the stars in Byron Bay. We had family fly all around Australia to be here. We paid for that wedding in cash because of my qualifying my residual income component of my business.
So good.
Something that Shannon and I are really passionate about is we're always like, make sure that you invest and you have your money to create assets and things that work for you. So I really wanted to buy a Jeep. If you've known me, I had a Jeep on my vision board for as long as I can remember, since I lived in Hawaii when I was in university. And I could have bought a Jeep when I started this business, but it's a depreciating asset. It's not an asset. It's costing you money. So we had this thing like earn the right to buy what you want. And so we had the house, we had the wedding, we had cash, we were investing, and I finally earned the right. And I bought my dream car, my Jeep in 2021. Now, one of the first reasons I said yes to this business, and you can see I don't know if you saw that first picture at my first conference, I was baby Lauren. But I've always wanted to be a mum. And I come from a lineage of I've seen the women in my family get burnt. With 1 in 2 marriages ending in divorce, being the sole primary carer of kids, living under the poverty line, doing shitty jobs to pay the bills or something that works around the kids. I knew that the time I wanted to be a mum, but I also wanted to have financial independence behind me. I wanted to have stability, I wanted to have security. So I think one of my proudest moments is we gave birth to Stevie. I gave birth to Dan, did much of the heavy lifting.
Dan watched.
Great cheerleader. 2022, we had our first baby girl, Stevie, and I stayed home. I made an abundant income. We traveled, and it was a big thing as well. My husband's family's from the UK. We don't have any family around us on the Gold Coast. My family lives 14 hours away. And in the first year, we went to, I think that Stevie, when she was 3-4 months old, after the conference in Canberra, we flew over to Europe. We did France, we visited his family in the UK. For my 30th, we went to Bali. And I don't know many women who are first-time mamas who are getting to travel. Like they're going down to 1 income. We didn't have to change our lifestyle. Like we were living in a beautiful house, I was driving my dream cars, at home with my babies, we were traveling. We went to Bali for my 30th, that's us in Bali. And even recently, this is last year in 2023, we went overseas again. We went over to the UK for Christmas. We took Stevie to the snow. She hates the snow, by the way. She's a sun baby like her mum. Cried the whole time, didn't like it. But that's us and Dan's family in Austria. Went to Austria, we went to Sweden, us in the UK. And so I share this, I don't know where you are in your journey. I don't know what freedom looks like for you. Is it the mum with the paycheck? Is it the stability? Is it the travel? Is it the car? Is it the house? And for us, I'm even more excited that the things that you don't see here is behind the scenes of this, we've been able to generate and create a multiple 6-figure investment portfolio that pays us a passive income because of the qualifying that we have here, that we didn't have the ability to create at the start because we didn't have the capital to invest. What about
Powerful.
you?
Powerful. So the whole thing about qualifying your business, right? We want to inspire you to qualify yourself, but then the magic unfolds when you start to teach others how to qualify. And so my story starts in 2015. You can see here my first conference with the girls. I think in that top right, we've had a few margaritas. It was so much fun. And in 2016, I kind of shared my story a little bit about my financial situation when I joined. In 2016, I chopped up my credit card and I paid that bad boy off along with all of the personal loans that I had accumulated, the afterpay, everything that I had accumulated. Because I qualified my business and I had taught people in my team how to also qualify their business, which created a recurring stable paycheck from my Juice Plus business. So that was a really empowering moment for me in 2016. Little old Chani in her Nike jumper. And I haven't had a credit card since. I refuse to buy one, because I don't need one, because my Juice Plus business pays me cash every single month and I've got this. So 2017, 2018, my hubby and I had our dream wedding in Bali, and then we did a 12-month trip around the world for our honeymoon. And while we were traveling all around Europe and South America and everywhere, every day I worked on my Juice Plus business. So what I love about this business model is that you're kind of not stuck in 4 walls in one place. Like we really got to explore the world and do all the travel. And in 2018, we actually hit 100 Club as a team. We were in a little Italian town called 𝐘𝐿𝐒. And it was a really beautiful moment to kind of prove to myself that this business model is not only phenomenal, but we get to help so many people around the world as well. I had an incredible global business, and I was like, I can't believe that this is what this business gives us. Like, it gives us so much independence, flexibility, and empowerment financially. In 2019, when we came back to Australia, I purchased my first investment property. That's us over with Hozzy, the Frenchie, in front of our first home. Now, I want to tell you a bit of a secret. So the moment that I joined Juice Plus, I had a really incredible mentor teach me to save, and that's what I did. And I used to put 40% of my Juice Plus check aside. After I paid the debt off, after I didn't have the credit card, initially the 40% that I was earning from my check was going to the credit card. That's how I paid it off really quickly. And then after that, I was like, well, I'm just going to put it in a savings account. So by 2019, this was 3 years after qualifying my business and teaching others how to qualify as well, I was able to put a deposit down on our first home. You can see here, it's kind of like an old shack. And then in 2020, we bulldozed it down and we built a beautiful 3-story home. It's by the beach. And yeah, it was like a really proud moment. Again, my Juice Plus paycheck is what paid for the build. We were meant to live in this, but we kind of got excited and thought, you know what, there's a lot of profit in this. Like, let's sell this and let's see what happens. So in 2023, we built and sold 6 luxury villas by the beach on the Gold Coast. And again, this is all from my income from Juice Plus has helped me create the stability and the foundation for this to even happen. I didn't have the financial capacity to ever be able to do anything like this, but my residual income from this business not only helped me get into the property market, but then it enabled us to do really cool projects like this. So these all settled a couple of months ago. All of the happy owners are in their home now. And so what we've done now is we have rolled that into another project. We're building 13 luxury villas in Bali at the moment, which I'm so excited about. They're going to be finished this year. And every time I walk through the grounds, I'm just like, I call it like my Juice Plus project, because really, like, it was the power of qualifying and teaching others that really enabled me to do this. And about a month ago, we just secured the land next door, and we're building the hotel next door next year. So this is a little sneak peek. I haven't shown anyone this. So I guess we just want to share with you, like, what's possible with your Juice Plus check, what you're able to do, and closing a loop on that. You know, when we spoke about when we joined this business and not having the capital, or even at the time we didn't have the financial literacy to even know, like, how do we create a residual income like that? I don't even know anything about that. But being in this environment, being surrounded by the incredible leaders that taught us so much, that inspired us to read the books and to listen to the podcasts and really get into it, is what kind of got us excited about not only creating huge impact in this space, but creating an income alongside that could create insane opportunity in the background. So now we get to live a life of flexibility, and it's incredible to think back about what this business has provided for us. This is us in Europe last year, in Bali down the bottom. We're headed to Europe next week again for the summer. It's just like, this is how we get to do life, and this is how we get to do business, and we really just want to on-gift that to you. So should we talk about how to qualify your business?
Yeah. I just want you to know though, like, did you see, that's like an 8-9 year journey, and it started with us at our first conference. Yeah. I just want you to see, it doesn't happen overnight. If this is your first conference, what could your next 10 years in business look like? What could you create? And like Shen said, that none of that would have been possible without the vehicle, but it's also these conversations, it's being in this room, having expanders in your orbit, people who are going to show you and mentor you how to do it. Like, it was that one conversation, we're not lying, that one conversation about qualifying totally changed the trajectory, not just of our lives, of our babies' lives too. So what could this weekend be for you? So get your head around qualifying.
It's really simple, and we just want to share how simple it is. So there's 2 ways to qualify your business. You can, whatever it is, it's 1,800 PB points, okay? And if you're brand new and you're kind of like, what? You've lost me already, forget about it. Don't worry. We just want you to know that a self-qualified business is anywhere between 15 and 20 customers. It depends on what product range your customers are on, but let's just call it 15 customers. Like, the life that we have today is built on 15 customers. And the other option is to qualify with your team. So if you're someone who's like, I don't think I can do the 15 customer thing, well then it's about enabling your team to inspire them to get some customers under their belt. And as a collective, anyone who's in your team who is a partner or a partner plus, their customers count to that total 15. You guys following me now? Does that make sense? So whichever way you do it.
Yeah. So get 15 to 20 customers personally between you and your team. You've got that. And then you want to get obsessed with that and never fall out of qualification. Number 1 rule. Get qualified, never fall out of qualification.
Can I just add as well, because this can be confusing. It's not 15 customers a month. It's 15 customers in total, right? And we have a really, really smart business model where we have reshipments. So you're not having to constantly like look at the clock on the first and be like, right, I've got to go and get 15 customers. If you do really beautiful customer care, those customers are going to be your customer. And they're going to be reshipping. And I've got customers who are still with me 9 years on. Like, it's powerful.
Me too.
So the formula is bring on the customers, keep customers with great customer care, and then teach others how to do that. Does that sound pretty simple to you? Yeah. That's literally the secret. If you're looking at the compensation plan and you're like wondering, okay, well, I've got to do all these things and to move to the next level, like, just scrap that in the bin. My head could not get around that, but I could understand this. I could understand 15 customers between me and my team, make sure like everyone's happy and stays on, and that's it.
That's it. Then teach people. That's it. So if you bring on 15 personal customers, between 15 and 20 personal customers yourself, you've got a self-qualified business. But I want you to have a look. I don't know what freedom looked like for you or why you're here. I know Richard was talking about everyone has their own definition of success and freedom. Is there an income amount that you tie to that? So I know Shannon and I spoke about at the start, for us it was $500. Like, for me, I didn't really join for the money. I just joined for all these glowy, beautiful women who are having fun. Now, my work was heavy. But then I came in and I was like, ooh, like, I could be doing this instead of commuting 10, 20 hours a week and working 60 hours a week in child protection. What would that need to look like for me to replace my income? And so for me, if you have a look on the graph, you can see different income levels. So for me, I don't know if anyone can relate, but I wanted $4,000 a month. That's what I would need to leave child protection. And so looking at that, you can see that's a 12-club business. So have a look. I'd really encourage you to, whatever resonates with you, if there's an income level there, I want you to have a look at the club level. Because what 12-club means is I qualify my business. Remember, we spoke about 15 to 20 personal customers. But then I would go teach 12 other people how to do it.
That's a full-time income.
That's a full-time income just there. Now, the cool thing too, I don't know if you were here last night, you watched Katrina do that really cool picture of one person here, one person here, and she knew 2 people who taught 2 people. You don't have to teach 12 men or women yourself. You might teach 1 or 2, who might teach 1 or 2, who might teach 1 or 2, and next thing you know, I've got business ladies here in New Zealand that I didn't even know. I remember that one of these first photos Shani showed you when we were over in USA in Vegas. I had a massive team in USA. I didn't know any of them at all. How many of us were in America that year?
We had 120 team there, yeah.
I didn't know any of them.
Just to give you context too, like when I was a 12-club business, I had only taught 3 people how to qualify. But those 3 had then gone and taught 3 themselves. And so I had then a 12-club business. Like, that's simple. Like, I can learn how to get 15 customers, and then I can teach 3 people how to do that, and then I can empower those 3 to then go and do the same thing. And I've left my job as a nurse, and I'm no longer doing that. Like that, the simplicity of it, just like, yeah, I hope it's landing for you. So what's your number? What would you love to earn per month? Why are you here? Have a think, have a little, like take a photo of that and make it the goal. Is it 12 club? Do you need to have 12 people in your team for you to achieve the goal that you're here to create? Is it 50? Is it 100?
So what's your wealth creation plan? We're here because we love the products. We're here because we love the community. But I hope you walk away from this weekend also knowing you have something here that can create long-term wealth. And I know, when you're having those conversations one-on-one with people that are in the room, like we all have shit happen to us. You've got the 4 Ds. You've got death, divorce, debt, disease. Have I said that? There's 4.
Death, divorce, debt, disease, yeah.
There we go. None of us plan for that, but it happens. And this can be the thing that supports you in the background. And you would have heard heaps of our stories. I know Kat shared lovely last night, like even pregnancy for me. I had HG in my pregnancy too. So for 9 months, I was doing this business from bed and I was still making a 6-figure income. So this can be your contingency plan. You might love a job, you might love a career, but this could be the thing that sets you up when the unexpected happens.
Yeah. So these are some of our favourite books. We want you to pop them on your to-do to read. Personally, 2 of my favourites from this list is The Abundance Code down the bottom. If you're into like spirituality and manifestation and universal laws, that is a really beautiful book that ties all of that in really nicely with the energy of money. And then Profit First is another one that I've recently read. If you're someone who needs structures and systems, and it's actually a great book whether you're in traditional business or, network marketing, it gives you a really incredible structure to follow so that you've got percentages and you can kind of like figure out, okay, well, how much do I have to put aside? How much do I have to put aside so that my business is profitable? What should I be investing in my business? It's like, yeah, it was really amazing. What are your favorites?
Yeah, Barefoot Investor is still one of my favorites. I think if you're brand new, like I was when I first came to my first conference, I didn't have much financial education. It gave me the tools of being like, this is where I start, this is how I pay off my debt. And we talk about a fire extinguisher where you then turn your extra savings. So if you have your job and then you've got your Juice Plus income, that's what put the money for the deposit, then the wedding, and then the investment. So that was a really good one for us that helped us do that pretty quickly. And then Rich Woman by 𝐘𝐿 is still one of my all-time favorites. And it's honestly my mission of why I'm still here, empowering women with financial literacy, because you read the stats in that book and you realize how important it is for women to have their own money, and how the vast majority of us just don't because of the gap in
Gender wealth gap.
In what we get paid in our incomes, because we end up being stay-at-home mums, take a lot of time away from the workforce. We retire in super that's less than a man's because 1 in 2 marriages end in divorce. We live longer than men. There's so many stats in there that really drive home why you need something like this. And sadly, women don't go looking for something like this until it's too late. So I want to educate you to get excited about this, about what this could create for all the beautiful things that we've showed you, but it's also that safety and the choices for us as well.
So we have 3 incredible women who have just beautiful stories that we'd love to welcome up on stage, so that you can hear their story about what qualifying their business has done for them. So we would love to introduce up to the stage Alana, Bronnie, and Sarah. Give a round of applause. Ladies, okay, just want to honour the 3 of you because you are all just in such, you are so inspiring. I've heard your story now so many times, but I'm just so excited for the audience to hear from you. And I love that all 3 of you are in a different phase of life, and it just shows the power of this business model and what we can create here. So I want to start with you, Lance.
Thank you. Hi. I'm Alana. I'm QSSC, and I've been in this business for 3 years now. And I'm proud to say I've been qualified for the past 19 months. And thank you. It hasn't always been that easy, but I remember qualifying my business for the first time, and It was so exciting. I had some beautiful women help me get there. I wasn't self-qualified, but I love that this company recognises you for where you're at in business and you get celebrated for every milestone you hit. But unfortunately, sometimes it happens in business. People fall off, and I actually then learnt the importance of self-qualifying my business so I could have certainty and know what my paycheck was going to be each month and understand the importance of having clients come on regularly to maintain that. The thing was, though, I had this limiting belief that I was no good at bringing on clients. And I was good at bringing on team, right? That was my belief. And I knew this had to change in order for things to change in my business and be personally qualified. So I decided to change the story, do some personal development, a bit of manifestation and journaling, and switch the story around. So my new story was that I easily bring on team and clients in expected and unexpected ways. So it was a really big turning point for me, and it's amazing what the power of changing your beliefs can do, because I then had a self-qualified business and my paycheck changed dramatically. I saw it jump by $1,000 a month. So it was really, it just proved that, you know, having that self-qualification is so important and can change things and creates that certainty for you, because not everything is certain in life, and my family and I travel Australia full time, so we're not always in reception. Sometimes we don't even know we're going to park up for the night. So to know if I'm not actually available to have internet and work on my business, I know I still have a set amount of income coming in each month. And it's just nice to have that certainty and know, you know, what is possible and what we can do when we tell ourselves, you know, that story and change our beliefs. So with bringing on clients, customer care was so important too, to maintain those people, you know, as clients, and to ensure that, you know, we're having that leveraged income, right? You know, that's the beauty of this business model. So, you know, my belief is that having a personally qualified business is one of the things that keeps my business up and running and going, and you know, tapping into that third way we get paid ensures that we have that certainty for my family and myself and for my business every month.
I love it. And you get to travel, like you're not having to work, and you and your hubby, like your Juice Plus income is what is allowing you guys to travel around Australia with your kids. Like that's such a beautiful memory that you'll have and your kids will have forever, and it's your qualified business that's allowing you the funds for that, so that's really special. Bronnie.
Hello everyone, I'm Bronwyn Hunter from Perth, and this year I am celebrating. I've been with this company for 26 years. Woo! And I have always been loving this product. That is one of my wonderful stories I can tell you another day. Okay, what I wanted to share with you all was, why do we need to have a qualified business? And I'm going to share with you that when I started on the 3rd of September in 1998, I decided I wanted to know what the marketing plan was all about, because I'm a figures girl, and that was really important to me. And I had an amazing mentor in the US, Danny Martin, and I said to him, I want you to help me and understand why we need to have a qualified business. And basically, he basically said, to be successful in this business, you need to have a customer base where you have 1,800 points, so that you can basically, how will I put it? That's going to be easy for you. It will help, what did he say? He said, it will help you qualify for all the money that the company has got on the table that will help you down the track. So that's what I did. When I started, I got a customers. Self-customers is really important, so that you are sure every month that you are qualified. And that is 1,800 points that you need. Now, I have done that for 305 months. And that's what I teach. That's what I share. And when you have a qualified business, you get, as you go up the ladder, you are going to earn more money. And that is really, really important. Now, I have to say, I'll share with you that 2.5 years ago, I had cancer, and I had to step back from my business for 15 months. And when I got better, I basically decided when I wanted to come back, and I looked in my bank account, and would you believe I had been paid every month for 15 months. Now, what this business has done for me and my family has been, I have been able, and the biggest thing, I never ever wanted to go on a pension, and I don't have to. That's number one. Number two, we own our own home. That's really, really important. That takes a big lot off your plate. Then I've been able to be around for my granddaughters whenever they needed me. And that's been the biggest, beautiful. We have travelled the world. We've been to many, many countries, ticking off the boxes, and I have been to many, many of our Juice Plus overseas, USA. And I have to say to you all, put your hand up and make sure you're going to go to the next one, because the vibe in the room in the US is unbelievable. The first one I went to, would you believe, there was 10,000 people in the room. It was amazing. So please make sure you do that. And just remember to be a self-qualifier so that you can grow your business and not worry about your, how will I put it? Help me out, you girls.
Yeah.
Yes, towards your future, exactly. I haven't been on stage now for 5 years, so I'm a bit nervy.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Kia ora. Kia ora koutou. Sorry, I lost my voice, but for those who don't know me, my name is Sarah Sullivan. I'm a mum of 7. I come from the beautiful Aotearoa, New Zealand, a small place called Hawke's Bay, Napier. And I joined Juice Plus last year. Yes, little old me, creating belief for all those back home who are just like me, a parent or just your everyday average person. Having a qualified business for me was the real eye-opener. It was the realization that I tapped into something that I didn't actually know I had inside of me. I realized my nurturing qualities helped me consistently qualify, pouring into my team, following up with checkups, customer care. It's just like when you have a plant, you're watering it and it grows. If you water it consistently, it'll eventually sprout branches. Being consistent kept me qualified. I mean, we always talk about getting qualified and what it can do for us, but we don't actually realize until we achieve it ourselves that we actually lean into being the leaders that we are, that our team knew we were, that our mentors knew we were, and our company knew that we were. Being qualified for me helped me create financial stable times, whether it was big or small. But it also created belief in everything I do and the confidence to push that belief with certainty towards others and not just my team. Because it made my business solid. Having that much of a stronger business, being qualified, makes me feel successful. I've been a consistent qualifier since I hit my first qualified month last year. And the biggest advice I can give to anyone trying to qualify, which I got from my amazing mentor, 𝐘𝐿, was to always have full access. Not only was full access there for me when I needed to be away, or my kids were, with so many I have, for their reasons, or going away on holiday, Uluru, It gave me that option to do that. I wasn't consistently chasing numbers or needing to get my PB back up, Having access is the safety net. It put my business in automation, where the residual income comes in. And I was able to do all those things and not worry about it, because I can't buy a car or a house, but I can go on holiday. But yeah, I hope my kōrero will help motivate anyone that's running to qualify. But yeah, nō reira, tēnā koutou, tēnā rā koutou katoa.
All right. Mum of 7, by the way. Let's give a round of applause, guys. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you.